Hey everybody, how's it going? Silent Whisperer here, and in today's video it's going to be a little bit of a weird one. It's going to be a mashup of three different things. It's going to be a fish farm tutorial, information on how to AFK fish, and kind of a how-to. Yeah, basically I'm going to be telling you guys everything you need to know on consoles about how to AFK fish. One thing I need to say right now is that this is not for PC. Pretty much none of this is relevant to PC players, so sorry guys, you gotta go find a different video. I don't have a video to send you to because I'm not a PC player, but yeah. Anyway, this version of the farm that I'm looking at right now is the old version that is made for non-mending fishing rods. So whenever your fishing rod would break, it would shoot out a new one, you would pick it up and continue AFK fishing. But now that we have mending on consoles, we can make the version to the right here, which is much smaller, much more resource light, and just much better in general. As you can see here, that's the comparison. There's no cosmetic blocks on this one, obviously, but yeah, just to prove to you that it works. I do think that the loot tables may have been nerfed just a little bit because of the enchantments that I've been getting on items lately, but I don't know, that might just be chance, I don't know. Anyway, the reason why you would want one of these AFK fish farms is because they're extremely good for early game. You can get all kinds of really good loot, obviously tons of food. You can get the best fishing rods, you can get the best bows, you can get leather boots, which are obviously the most valuable item in the game. You can get lily pads, tripwire hooks, string sticks, I don't know, all kinds of different stuff. Most of it's valueless, but you're just going to be wanting enchantment books, bows, and fishing rods. Those are the most valuable ones. You should be able to set this particular design up right here, day 2 of your survival world, because all it takes is redstone and some iron. But for right now, I need to tell the Xbox players how to AFK fish. So what you're going to want to do is take the batteries out of your Xbox controller and then plug in the micro USB cable, like a phone charger, Android charger, anything like that, a play and charge kit cable, and then just plug that directly into your console, and then your controller will never turn off and it will automatically turn on with your console. Pretty useful. And then you just rubber band your left trigger like I'm doing right here, and rubber band it to like the left side of your controller. Normally if you would have batteries in, or if you would have your controller plugged into the wall, not your console, then it would turn off after 15 minutes. So to make the farm for the mending rod, you're going to need the contents of this chest right here, minus the fish of course, and obviously not blocks of iron. You can use whatever, wood and stone, whatever. If you don't have a mending rod, then you're going to need to make the other farm, which you're going to need to watch my other video for that, link in the description. To be clear, both of these farms work on Xbox and PlayStation, they don't work on PC. Anyway, we're going to start things off with 2 hoppers going into... Well, I should just place the chest there in the first place. Going into a double chest like that, and then a stone pressure plate right there has to be stone. A cobblestone wall right there, it has to be cobblestone. And then you're going to place a few blocks like this, and then a few more blocks just like so. Brain fart. Anyway, yeah, and then 1 block right there, and 3 up like that, and then 2 more right there. That's going to make a really weird shape. Don't know how to explain it, but here's the full view of it. Anyway, then you can place an iron trapdoor right there. It has to be iron. Wooden will not work. And then you can place in your water source right there. And that's pretty much it for that part. Then you're just going to wrap some more blocks around it like so. Redstone torch right there. Piece of redstone dust. A repeater on 4 ticks right there. And some redstone right there. And then another repeater on 2 ticks. Make sure that one of the repeaters is on 4 and one of them is on 2. If they don't have those settings, it'll mess up the timing for the farm and you will have a really hard time fishing. And then you can just place down a lever right there and that'll turn it off. Anyway, then you can place some more blocks going around like this just for cosmeticness. Make sure you place 1 block right there in front of that hopper so that you don't get too close and mess up your aim. But now you can place in a door of any kind just for safety. Of course, the door is optional. It's just aesthetics mostly. Anyway, you're going to place 2 tripwire hooks right there and 1 string in between them, and then your entire farm is done. Although I would suggest extending your storage if you are going to go AFK overnight, or maybe you have this going into a storage system, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just doing 4 double chests, and then all you gotta do is come around the back, crouch, and place hoppers going into the back of the chest directly below that one, and then all these chests will fill up with your drops from the farm, and it will fill up from the bottom up. So if anything goes into that hopper there, it'll go into the bottom chest. So yeah, that's pretty much how that'll work. If the entire system does get backed up while you're fishing, then it should just go into your inventory. And if your inventory fills up, well, then stuff will despawn. Anyway, one thing that's very important is that this water right here have direct sky access, and I mean direct, except the string. It needs to go all the way to the sky, world limit, no glass, blocks, fence posts, fence gates, anything like that. It needs direct, and the reason for that is when it has direct sky access, you get a better chance of catching something. And when it's raining, if the rain droplets have direct access to the water, then you will have a 45% chance of getting something good, which obviously you want because that's the whole reason you built this. Now on to how you use the farm. So basically you're just going to flip this lever right here, try and stand in the center of the block so you can crouch to get into the center of the block just like that. It doesn't have to be exact by any means. Uncrouch and then aim generally in the center of the water. You might have better luck aiming for different areas. It's kind of a random thing, I find. Anyway, doing this in survival, this is what you want. You want your bobber to be floating on top of the water, and you want your fishing rod to just be going back and forth because you're clicking on that iron trapdoor. Yeah, as you saw, I just caught a fish there, and it worked perfectly fine. The fish went into the hopper. That's why it's not in my hotbar. Flip off the farm, and now the fish is down here. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and yeah, you can do that pretty much as long as you want. Now with mending, if you're using this with a mending fishing rod, which you totally should be, make sure that you're not wearing any armor with mending, because if you're wearing armor, then the XP will go to try and repair your armor. If your armor's full, then it will go to your XP bar, and then your fishing rod will break eventually. So make sure you're not wearing any armor with mending on it. And if you're on PC, make sure there's nothing with mending and you're offhand. You will gain some experience from this simply because your fishing rod will max out eventually. If you don't have mending, this is the farm right here. Basically, you flip this lever, you would fill up your inventory, and then you would only have one slot active or one slot empty, and then that would be your fishing rod. Whenever you're fishing, your fishing rod would break, and then a new one would be dispensed to you, and yeah, you just keep fishing until you had no more fishing rods left. I hope that made sense. I don't think it did, but anyway, this is how you would fill up your inventory. Just fill it completely up so that all the fishing rods don't go and fill up your inventory. I don't think any of that made sense. You may have to watch that like 3 or 4 times. I know I'm terrible at talking. Anyway, that's pretty much the entire farm done. Yeah. Sorry, PC players, that these don't work for you, these super simple farms. Also, sorry, PlayStation players, I don't know how to make your guys' controllers stay on forever. I actually know nothing about the PlayStation, so yeah, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all about anything, then make sure to ask me in the comment section below. And thanks for the suggestion for this video. This was a suggestion by one of you guys. But anyway, that's all I have time for. See ya!